Okay, so we have three swords energy, and this denotes to me that communication is going to be of utmost importance for this month. And I do feel that, because it's next to the Two of Wands here, the Ace of Swords usually denote truths, severance. It can be, communication that allows you to have that clarity that you need in order to make or execute a decision, okay? So for those of you who have had something formulating in the back of your mind, this is the month in which the communication breakthrough starts to happen, and it's also in conjunction with the Mercury in retrograde. So this is something that I want you to be very careful of, starting from the 5th until the end of the month. That's when the Mercury retrograde cycle will begin. So I feel that you're protected from it, mainly because the Ace of Swords does show up in the upright position, which means that at least a lot of information is coming to light for you so that you can move forward with a plan that you've been trying, that you've had in the back of your mind. The other two cards that popped up are the Page of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Queen of Swords. The Page of Swords in the reverse position indicates to me that there are going to be energies circulating around you where there's a lot of information coming in from the left field, okay? So this is basically, no matter what is happening around you, no matter what people are telling you, stand really firm in your truth and try to make decisions on your own. It is really, really important. And I feel this energy coming through for all the signs, okay? Mercury in retrograde does bring about a lot of confusion when it comes to communication and a lot of plans coming in from other people, and they don't really pan out the way that we'd hope. So it is really important for you to find your own footing and make decisions on your own. So it's just, that's the main theme that I'm getting for this month, mainly because of all the sword cards coming out, as well as the Magician. You have to learn to rely on yourself, and you have to also try your very, very best to trust your instincts and trust your gut feelings on these things. The energies around you tend to be a little bit muddled, coming in from other people. So it is really important for you as well to, have faith that whatever you formulated, whatever plans that you yourself came up with is going to come to fruition, okay? So that's the first thing. The second main message that I am getting is, when it comes to finances, when it comes to work, when it comes to things that allow you to feel financially stable, be very, very careful about maintaining that financial stability and be consistent with spending, with earnings throughout the month, okay? We have 3 favorable pentacles card, and they indicate finances. They indicate, physical resources at our disposal. So this is the month in which the people around you are people that have been very, very dependable in the past. But I do see that for those of you who are dealing with an earth sign, and this can be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, this is somebody that you have always depended on, okay? Communication with this person is going to be a little bit problematic for this month, but everything will pretty much clear up, and you will be in a good position by the end of this month, I feel, with the clearing up the communication. If you are dealing with an air sign, and air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, what I do feel is, if they have been very flaky in the past, the energy that is coming in for you is that there is going to be a change around for the better regarding how you communicate with this person, regarding how this air sign will, try to change their ways, or there is going to be a moment of breakthrough in the communication between you and this other person that will allow you to have a more common ground, meeting of the same minds, and operating on the same wavelength, okay? So overall, the people that are coming through are very, very good, and they're very well-meaning. I would also say that I can't stress this enough. The main energy that I'm getting here is that you're going to start to realize that in the past, when you have formulated plans with another person, you kind of went along with their route. Okay, so that means, putting your own life on hold in order to accommodate other people. And then when you do that, I mean, it's always a good thing to accommodate and compromise. But when you do that at your own expense, or at the expense of putting your own plans on hold in order to be so accommodating to the other people, you realize that you've encountered blockages, mainly because we're not meant to do that in our lives. We're supposed to live our lives the only way that, that suits us. So the energy for January is, what I'm sensing is projects and plans that you are emotionally invested in. They're going to start to come in, and you're going to have to execute them. Okay. So this means standing on your own truth, standing on your own, and having faith that no matter what, you don't need another person. You're totally more than capable of doing that. Okay. So the January energy is forcing you to be very, very sure that you have the potential and the capabilities to do these things. It's also forcing you to really think about how the self-sabotage has happened in the past. And I do feel that, you're looking at the situation from the point of view of, I'm very accommodating to other people. I try to go out of my way in order to make sure our plans lined up, when in fact the other person needs to meet you halfway, okay? The Two of Wands is also a relationship card. It's all similar to the... it's a partnership card. However, the Two of Wands usually indicates two people who are on different life paths, life trajectories, and one person has to drastically change their plans in order to for the relationship to work. And you were always the one that had to do it. So this is the month in which you're kind of demanding the other person to step up, and you're kind of asking more from your relationships in general. And I would just advise you, try to do things on your own for this month, because I do sense that, once again, the cards are very, very solitary, which indicates to me that it is a really good time for you to execute those plans that you've had and you've been thinking about, okay, and that are independent of other people. So this is not about waiting around for other people to get their act together, or to tell you what they want to do so that you can move forward. This is mainly about trusting your own sense of intuition when it comes to timing, and then executing plans that are independent of other people. So it's a very stable energy coming through here. What's underneath this is the Wheel of Fortune. So you have a lot of opportunities coming at you, I feel, and you want to execute them. And once again, it is a Mercury retrograde type of energy. So cosmically, there are a little bit of blockages coming through, and we do have the Temperance card, which is a card about patience. Okay, financially, if you are waiting for, some type of a return on investment, I do feel that the advice here is just wait a little bit longer. It is going to come through. Just wait a little bit longer. Additionally, if you've been waiting for somebody, if like you're expecting somebody to come from overseas or from a far distance in order to see you, there are a few travel delays, not coming from you, but more from their end. That is going to throw like a wrench in the works. So there's travel delays coming from other people. I don't feel it's through communication. I feel like, physical travel where they might be held up or something like that, where things logistically hadn't, there's just some kind of obstacles that they have to sort out on their end, but that has nothing to do with you. So if there is that situation coming up in your own personal life, give them the space and the time to sort those things out. Just know that it doesn't have anything to do with you. This is just, travel logistics or whatever it is that they're caught up in, where they can't physically come to see you just yet, or, the plan is there, it's laid out, but for some reason there are obstacles. So don't get frazzled, don't get frustrated, okay? Just find your own bearing. Find your own bearing is the message I'm getting here. In terms of the family situation, I do sense that for a lot of you, the Ten of Pentacles here in the reverse position indicates some type of estate planning, some type of, it can also be, you know, generational wealth, which is indicative of an inheritance. And it can be inheriting a physical property, okay? It's in the reverse position, surrounded by a lot of cards that indicate some type of a legal counsel coming through. So there is going to be a little bit of frustration on that end, but the situation will resolve itself, okay? I do feel this is a very, it's a month in which a lot of people will be in your life, okay? So it's, once again, do not make plans with, don't count on plans with other people. Make your own plans. And then if people are willing to meet you halfway, they will find a way to incorporate you into their life, not the other way around. So that would be my advice, because a lot of people are coming in. It is a very other-oriented month in a way where you can't really block them from coming into your life, but it would be really important for you to find your own bearing, find your own ground, so that you're not frustrated or you're not disappointed when they aren't where they're supposed to be, or they say things that they don't mean, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm trying to see if there is anything else that I'm picking up here. I do sense that for a lot of you, especially if you have been separated from, you know, people that you've grown up with, especially family members. If you are far away from parents, far away from siblings, far away from your nuclear family, there is going to be a lot of, I'm sensing something coming to light. It can be, you know, even like secrets within the family, secrets, or something that was not apparent to you regarding a childhood situation or something like that. But I don't feel that it's bad news, okay? I just feel like it's sort of, it's just news coming in, or it's just like clarification of something that might have happened in the past, and all of a sudden you're getting that aha moment where the information comes up and you're thinking to yourself, and it pertains to the family unit, it pertains to generational wealth, it pertains to inheritance and things like that, where it just gives you that very deep insight, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad this came into the picture. And I do feel that because the information pertains to something from the past, it will give you that sense of understanding, but it's not something that is so drastic that it changes the trajectory of your life, okay? So it's good news, good information coming through, but it doesn't have any major bearing on the course of your life in any way. This is specifically for those of you who are in romantic relationships with an earth sign or an air sign, okay? I do sense that there is going to be a new phase in that relationship. We do have the Queen of Swords, and whenever this comes out as an energy, I do feel that it's basically forging a new path for yourself, okay? It's basically about learning from the past, because the Queen of Swords traditionally is a divorced woman. And when it comes to divorces, when it comes to, you know, major events happening in our lives, this card, I usually associate it with somebody who has been through a very rough past, and they're learning a lot from it. They are also able to think about, you know, I've been through a lot. I've experienced all of these things. I've taken heed that not to put myself in those situations again, or I now have the expertise as to how to deal with similar situations when they pop up in the future. So this is a no-nonsense type of woman. She has skills and expertise, and she is not really going to let past patterns affect her future. So this is a card that urges you to forge a new path for yourself, to be very clear and succinct when it comes to communicating what it is that you need. This is a card about ultimatums. This is a card about, you know, telling things as it is so that you can achieve the results that you want. Additionally, this is also a very strong, this is a very mentally strong card, and it's telling you not to compromise, okay? Do not compromise for this month. And I do sense that the main energy is telling me, I'm getting like multiple hits on this main energy. Stand firm in your own footing, in your own foundation, in your own thoughts and ideas about what it is that you want. And don't compromise on it, okay? Compromise is good to a certain extent and when it comes to the right people. However, you can get yourself in a situation where you feel that, oh, relationship is all about compromise. So, you know, I'm just going to compromise to the end of time. And if you're not getting the same type of compromise from whoever it is that you're dealing with, it just doesn't make sense for you to continuously give and end up empty-handed. Now, you have a lot of opportunities and abundance coming through for you, especially for this year. And I just want you to take heed of that, okay? You've got like the whole world in your hands. A lot of opportunities coming through, possibly some news, information regarding an inheritance. So things are looking very good for you. The last thing is on the financial front. I started to mention this and then I got sidetracked. Be very careful about expenditures. And once again, investment opportunities and things like that are going to start to pan out. So you have to be very diligent about working hard in that regard, okay? Seven of Pentacles does indicate this in the upright position. It does indicate something we've invested a lot of time in and we're waiting. We're at that moment where the harvest is coming in. When it's in the reverse position, it can't just be, you know, abandoning projects and things like that because something else caught our attention. So this is a month in which you really have to really figure out what it is that you are more emotionally invested in and think very critically about what projects you need to scrap. The whole point of this is that I don't feel you are suffering from time constraints, okay? It's not a very busy energy that's coming through, so you definitely have enough time to get everything up and running. But I do feel that you are kind of distracted by something else. It's sort of like you had your game plan and you're going to go with this project, but then something else comes in and then other people are kind of chiming in and they're telling you, do this instead. So that's why I'm telling you that it's really important for you to think about what it is that you wanted to do in the first place and try to filter out inputs from other people, especially if the inputs are unsolicited, okay? Because people just talk, and I feel that in the confusion of the Mercury in retrograde energy, it would be in your best interest to go with the original plan that you had formulated, you know, back in December possibly. I feel for a lot of you, it might have been like September. Something that happened in September in the time of Virgo, in the time of an earth element, is being revisited here. And it's interesting because that was another, I believe that was the other, it might have been October. The last time that, whatever plan that was formulated in September, it's coming up for re-examination. So trust it. Trust your instinct because that seems like more of a stable plan. Whatever plan that came in the time of Libra, which is like around the end of September to the mid-October time period when the sun was in the sign of Libra, those are the two main things that are on your mind concerning projects. So whatever came in through there, those are the two things that you're being kind of debating between. And it's telling me here that time constraints is not, major. So take some time and do both of them. Do both of these projects. There's no harm in it. You are going to have the success that you need, but you also have to work hard. So when we work hard at something, the universe understands these things and will allow us opportunities to follow up or opportunities to reap the harvest from our hard work. It's just a matter of showing that we're serious, that we're dedicated, and that we are willing to work hard, and we're not going to shy away from hard work in order to get the outcome that we want, okay? So this is a very good month for you to just continue what you've been doing. and especially revisiting those plans that have come up in the time of Virgo or in the time of Libra. And I do sense that you can do them both, okay? Because the Two of Wands, once again, can also denote two projects running simultaneously. I wouldn't advise you doing that with two people. You know, if you are dating two people and you're trying to gauge to see who's a better fit, for example, just make sure you're clear, because Mercury in retrograde does also bring about delays and just misunderstanding when it comes to communications with other people. So that's the other thing. Trying to see if there's any last messages coming through for you. I do sense as well the last thing that I do want to touch upon is that for those of you who might have some type of who are dealing with people who might have I'm almost sensing, and this is more of the people in your family, in your immediate family structure. This can be, you know, in your nuclear family or just people that you're physically living with. I do sense that there might be some kind of upsets when it comes to family members as well. And someone might be going through some kind of medical diagnoses, or they might fall ill, and you're thinking about possibly planning a trip to see them. And I do feel that, you know, time is not a major constraint this month. If you must make that trip, wait until the end of the month in order to make that trip, in order to be there for them, for whatever it is that they need, or just to see them again. Okay, so some type of I'm sensing like either medication or something that other people are taking, mainly because there is a diagnosis that came in store. I don't feel this pertains to you. I feel that it is coming in from another person. So that's another thing coming through as well. And for a lot of you who are single and are thinking about dating, you have some a residual energy of an earth sign. This is somebody you possibly could have been dealing with, because this is the first card that popped up. And if it's somebody like an earth sign that you've been dealing with, I do feel this is somebody from like December that's carried over into January. And this is somebody that you're missing quite a bit, okay? You have, I feel nostalgia too. And this is happening with a lot of the signs, because during the holiday season, we congregate and we meet up. And then after the holiday season ends, we are kind of missing their presence. So that's the first thing that I want to say, and it would be good for you to reach out, communicate. At the same time, for those of you who are single and looking, you're kind of at a point in your life where you, honestly, I feel like it's sort of this Queen of Swords energy, where you're thinking to yourself, I just want something stable, and I don't want the same patterns to repeat over and over and over again when it comes to failed relationships. I just want somebody who's on the same page as me. I don't want the relationship to be so hard where one party or me or I have to go out of my way to accommodate the other person and compromise so much and put so much of my life on hold in order to cater to them. So you're kind of taking this no-nonsense approach when it comes to dating in general. I do feel that overall it's not a overly romantic month, because I'm not getting a single cups card. But it is a very, very good month for you to solidify a lot of the plans that you've had in the past, as well as sort out some financial situations. It can be settlements. It can just be, you know, waiting for that financial payout to come through for you.